Welcome everyone to this is going to be the first cohort of people jumping in to our spring community health reset. And my name is Christina Amon, and it is my honor and pleasure to support people in this transformation journey. If you haven't already seen my story in previous videos that we've done, all I can say is I've been on these products for over 7.5 years. And since within the first few days of being on the products, have felt such powerful transformation that I haven't skipped a day in that, in the whole duration, and nor do I want to. And that's coming from somebody who thought I was already doing everything perfect and healthy, growing my own food. We have an organic farm and, eating organic and all the things, cleansing and fasting already. So I was skeptical and blown away. So I'm hoping the same for you, and you might even have more radical results. We have such a spectrum of experiences that people have, depending on where you're coming in from. And so if you're just jumping on here, we're going to be sharing a little bit. Those of us who have been on the journey, kind of let you know what your guides and facilitators might be offering as layers of support. And then at some point, I'll stop the recording and we can open up for shares where you might feel like you're in a safer place to share vulnerably. Because when we're witnessed and we're seen and we can speak out loud our hopes and intentions, there's power in that. So again, welcome everybody. We're not going to go too long on this, so but we'll give it the time that it needs. So let me first start by saying springtime is an incredible time of year to clean out your filters. And that's basically what we're doing with this transformation. Go ahead and drop in the comments if you drop a 1 if you've done the ULT before, and drop a 2 if you are just starting out doing a ULT for the first time. And welcome especially to all of our first timers. And thank you to all the people who are here who have already walked the path and can be shining a light ahead for those who are just stepping foot onto it. Yeah, many times. Some of us say we may live on it. So spring is an amazing time because naturally it's the time of year where, after coming out of winter hibernation, where we've been maybe eating more, and everything's coming into budding and blossoming, it's a beautiful time of year to naturally take in greens, right? Like all these greens are coming out into the earth, and it's a perfect time of year to take in extra greens, which are going to be detoxifying and nourishing to our bodies. And then it's also a great time of year where fruits start to come into season. Who's excited? Drop a 3 in the comments if you're excited about the fruits that are starting to come into season in your area that maybe you have been missing for a whole year or however long. Yeah, watermelon. Exactly. Watermelon's a huge part of our a great ally on this journey. I'm going to go ahead and mute everybody. Oh, thank you. So it's a wonderful time of year. It's a powerful time, and it's wonderful to do it in community. And so I'm so happy there's so many of us on this call, and I know there's so many more who couldn't necessarily make the time, or people who haven't gotten their products yet, and they'll be jumping in as we continue. And you're welcome to share the information about this with people you know, to join you on this journey, to make it more fun, to have more accountability, to make it to have better results because of it. So don't go the journey alone. Definitely share this with your people, and get with the person who's sharing this with you to find out how you can actually even be financially rewarded for that if you don't already know. So my pleasure, Nicole. I'm glad you're here. And the first thing I want to talk a little bit about, and I'm going to pass it around to some of the other leaders in this community to share as well, is wanting to talk about some tips for how you can get the most out of this experience, how you can be best prepared for it, and prepared. So with that is, and like I said on this call, we're going to get to where we get to share our intentions. Um, but one of the things I like to talk about is preparing your space, preparing your kitchen. So going through the fridge and the pantry and literally removing anything that isn't going to serve you on this journey if you can. You know, I mean, if you're feeding somebody else in the household who absolutely has to have that, then you just have to have that. But if you can eliminate it and trust that the foods that you're going to be bringing into your, next 30, 90-day journey, including the superfoods, are going to be satiating you and holding you so much more lovingly than some of the aggravants that might right now be sitting in your fridge or pantry. Go ahead and just thank them for the time that they were with you, and don't be afraid to throw things out. You know what I mean? Like if it's not going to serve your body, it's probably not going to serve somebody else's body, and the best place for it is that landfill. So don't be afraid to cleanse your space before you start to cleanse your body. So that's one of my favorite tips, to go through and then stock it up, right? Like go to the farmer's market, go to the garden, go to the health food store, and just get all the things on the list. In your guide, you have your flex food list and you have your lifestyle meals list, and just stock up on those foods. This is an abundance program. This is about giving to yourself all that your body wants and needs, and then the body naturally lets go of what it doesn't need. So it isn't about deprivation. This is not an elimination thing. This is about giving to ourselves. So just really like support yourself in that by surrounding yourself with really good food. And let's share pictures of that. Take a picture of your fridge, take a picture of your fruit, you know, ensemble on your countertop. Take a picture of your healthy snacks and encourage each other in the Facebook group that you might be in, whatever team you're on, whatever group you're coming in with. Yes, preparing the soil. I love that. So that's my tip. That's my first tip, is to like prepare your eating area, and know that that's gonna be a big tone set for your experience. Um, if you're, and if you have, if you can do that first before you get started, you're really winning. And drop any comments in the chat if you can relate to that, if you've been on this experience and you're like, oh, I forgot to stock up on these flex foods and now I just want to reach for this thing I know isn't going to be that good for me, or I'm starving and I all I have is my shakes, but I don't have the whole foods to complement this experience. It can be harder and easier to quit. So let's stock up and really prepare for a beautiful journey. And it really is beautiful. It's like art. That's why I say share the pictures. So that's tip number one. Tip number two, and then I'm going to pass it off, is a lot of people like to use alarms on their phone to remind you of when to take the particular capsule or shake. So if you want to be really on it with the times, you and alert, phone alerts work for you, then go ahead and set reminders in your phone to help you stay on that schedule. And those are my first two tips. I'm going to pass it so we can hear a diversity of voices. Allison, do you want to share any of your favorite tips for helping people get started? I think you're muted. I can't hear you. You don't look muted. Can you guys hear her? Let me know in the comments if you can hear Allison when she was talking. No, okay, wasn't just me. Good.
You hear me?
Yes, thank you.
Oh, I don't know what happened there. Jared just fixed it though.
Yay.
Yay, thank you. I was just writing it in the chat, so that saved me from having to write that long thing. Thank you. So yeah, when I first started and I was working full time, I always made sure to bring to have whole food snacks on me all the time. So like apples and cut up like vegetables and Tupperwares of fruit and nuts and seeds and dates, like dried fruits too. Because even though like I wasn't super focused on every little detail of what is on the flex food list, I was just keeping it to whole food. So I want like, most of my like people to know it's like not so rigid. You don't need to stick to every fruit, only what is written in the guide. Of course, that's just like a guide that you can, you know, follow. But to me, it's a vacation from any processed food. So I like to make sure that whatever, having some dates and nuts is okay. So don't feel like you have to be like, some people get caught up in the details. And I just want people to know this is really, it has to really meet you where you're at. And I had to make sure I was someone who like needed to eat a lot, and I didn't want to get I didn't want to get hungry. I had to function and be a mom and be work. And so most importantly is that we're nourished, but just make sure that you're surrounded with whole food snacks. And it's really easy. Like you just go to the bulk stores and get a whole bunch of organic nuts if you can find good stuff to keep in your car too, just so like places in your purse, in your car, you just have little snacks so that you're not tempted to go and get like any junk that you don't want to be eating.
Perfect. Yeah, I so agree with that. Somebody told me that this program works even if you were eating a McDonald's diet and stayed on your McDonald's diet and you just added this in, you would still see results. So the idea is there's a whole spectrum of how strict you get with it or how modified you get with it. And like Allison said, it can meet you where you're at. And I was the exact same way. I was a nursing mom and I was like, I will not go hungry. That is not me. So I have been known to have up to 5 shakes a day. If that's what I needed, I would rather go more on the shakes and on the flex foods than on some food that, is going to really set me back in my goals. And so for me, I don't count I definitely don't count calories. I don't even count measurements. Like there are some suggested measurements, but if you're, you know, like Allison said, it's a suggestion. And for me, it was like if as long as I'm eating good food and drinking good shakes, the amount doesn't matter to me. So I'm like go all out on those good things and just like give to yourself. I mean, you really can't overeat produce. Like your body's like, I'm done, when you're done. So that's the beautiful thing about real whole foods. And pretty much the same thing with superfoods. You can't really overdo it. So go all out on the good stuff, and enjoy that abundance and freedom. So I want to see if there's anybody else, any of our like Laura or Leah. Do you want to give any of your favorite tips for getting started? If you're, I don't know if you're in a place to be able to share.
I can share.
I'd love that. Thank you.
Okay. I think that one of the funnest things to do is keep in touch with who is, um, helping you with this. Like I have 3 women now, and we have really enjoyed just communicating with each other, what's going on with each other. And I put some grapes on somebody's door today, and she was so excited, and we got into this huge conversation about draining the lymphatic system, and something that I think is common. And even though it was on the list, the kind of support where you bring somebody grapes who actually doesn't think to go buy grapes on a regular basis like I do, that's really accepting people where they are. And now I'm excited because now she knows how good grapes are. Like it didn't even occur to her because she's so busy, but she's really trying to do this. So I think that kind of support is fun. And it's fun for me too. It's fun for the people that turned you on to it.
I love that. Yeah, I mean, how many people discovered maybe since your Purium journey or since discovering natural lifestyle that you could have a meal of just fruit and be fully nourished and fully satisfied and fully energized? Like drop a 4 in the comments if you discovered that, you didn't know that before. And now that's part of your experience where like a whole meal is just fruit and you if you didn't know that before, it sounds so wimpy as a meal, right? You're like, how could I possibly get full on that? How could I possibly get what I need out of that? Um, Avocados, exactly, an amazing food. So many, but even just a whole meal of watermelon, or like Laura said, grapes. And so, like, what we're doing is a lot of habit replacement. And that's why this is a lifestyle shift. This isn't just some quick cleanse. We're not here to just drop some pounds. We're here to shift a lifestyle. So, and that's the beauty of community. We get to share these different stories and encourage each other and give ideas. So I really love that we're weaving it. And one thing I want to say about community is that we're going to be meeting every Saturday morning for as a community group for Q&A, for group shares, for concerns, for wins, for learning more about this lifestyle. And that's 10 o'clock Pacific time on Zoom. And that Zoom will be made available to everybody in all the different groups, but we can meet there, and then those recordings can be also entered into the various Facebook groups that are being supported. Yeah, so with that, I would love to bring Leah on to share your tips, another amazing practitioner.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to your journey, or your journey again. And it's good to be here with you. One of the things I was thinking to offer forward is sometimes, we can eat out of in an emotional place, or like we're habitually reaching towards something. So this is an opportunity to become more conscious of what our patterns are in relationship with food. And so if there's a practice that you don't already have, of either going for a walk outside, or putting on like a yoga video, a 15-minute something where you get in your body. And because sometimes as we're detoxifying and moving stagnant chi, stuff that's been like stuck in us, we want to maybe, there's a reaching towards something. So I just want to encourage you, if you're noticing like you're reaching or starting a craving, see what else you can do with your body to help move your chi and get the energy flowing in an embodied way. And like get out of the house if you can, or go onto your deck outside of or away from your kitchen and put on a video to move your body. And likely when you come out of that, you'll notice that you're not actually craving that anymore.
I love that. Yeah, this is such a great opportunity for us to notice our old patterns, and the invitation is to replace them with new habits. So I really love that, Leah. And we can journal about it. We can come to these calls and name it and claim it, and encourage each other. I see Mariah here is saying, honestly, hearing other people's experiences empowered me the most in moments where I felt low. So the community is really powerful, and these tips like Leah's giving. And I want to say too, yeah, sunshine helps too, water, music. There's so many ways to uplift ourselves and move that energy besides just going for the old habit, the old craving, the old addiction. We're here to release all that. Hallelujah. So one more thing I wanted to say is that we can also, like Laura was saying, really reach out to the person who's sharing this with you for that support too. If you're feeling like, gosh, this is hard, I just want that burger, or if you're having that moment, just reach out and have that support. Reach out to the community, reach out to the Facebook group you're in, and there'll always be somebody to help you out with that. And then especially if you're having a detox reaction that you're not quite sure about, there's a lot to learn about what kinds of detox symptoms you may or may not experience. Everybody's different. We're all coming to this with a different toxic load. We're all going to go into it at a different pace. We're all dealing with different things in life. And so we don't know. I mean, it's kind of the mystery of it, is like, what's our body going to experience on this journey? We don't know. But there are ways to kind of down tempo it and regulate it. If it's too much, there's ways to pull back and slow it down. And there's ways to speed it up too if you really want to like go all in and go for the full detox super blast. But in general, it's overall a very gradual, gentle program and extremely safe compared to a lot of other stuff out there, which I've experienced. So I know firsthand how really, nourishing this is. So, but do reach out for that. If you're like, I'm not sure, I'm having this thing with my skin happen, or I'm feeling this way, or this is happening, like reach out and ask those questions instead of just sitting with it by yourself and feeling scared or concerned or wanting to quit. And knowing, and somebody's putting in the comments here, knowing that it's normal that there's a certain amount of detoxification symptoms help me stay consistent. Yeah, exactly. I mean, if we're detoxifying, there's probably things are going to happen in various different ways. We have different systems of elimination in our body, and so there's different ways those toxins might be coming out. They're going to look different for each person, and educating and so we're going to be teaching about that on these weekly Saturday Zooms as well, so that you can get educated, and we'll provide resources too in the Facebook group so that you can learn more about what you might expect, what you might experience, and what to do about it. So yes, community is absolutely one of the best parts of the journey. Don't be afraid to lean in. So with that, I'm going to actually I'm going to open it up to see if anybody wants to share on the recording. And if nobody does, then I'll stop recording, and then we'll open it up for unrecorded shares. But if you're feeling like you want your voice to be heard, you have something to say, I want to invite people to state your health goals if you have that in mind, what you would love to experience out of this, and anything else, and we'll keep it kind of like to a couple minutes per share, and go through the shares. So thank you, people. So Martha, go ahead.
Well, my expectations were blown out of the water all the way around. It's you have your detox symptoms, and I did just finish my first 90 days, and it's been a very enlightening experience all the way around. Again, it's been like I came for, I think, the detoxification part of it, but I didn't realize what that all entailed, from mental clarity to having my vision better, to having my hearing get better, and then the pineal clear, having my dreams off the chain again is just amazing. So, and then that, when it comes to having mobility is extremely important, and being able to be at a weight to where I still have pain and I'm still going through with what I'm going through, but I'm at that level of reconstruction because of what I've been building, that yes, that ache and pain is still there, but it's not so debilitating anymore. So I've had that, and then to have the community with Allison and Jared and the Kind Human Tribe, that has been fantastic every Sunday morning. And getting to hear people, I look forward to hearing more people's experiences on Saturdays. I think this is a great idea, and I look forward to answering any questions, because I had really weird detox things happen, but I just knew that that's something that you have to go through, and having community while you're going through that is so important. Staying close to community is so important, so you don't trick yourself out and be all like, oh, this is poisonous. No, it's not poisonous. You're just moving the poison around and getting it pushed out. So I look forward to this Saturday call. Thank you guys so much.
Beautiful. Yeah, it's so true that when you when you have built your belief in the detox process and you can trust the process, it's so much easier to push on through. And that's what it takes to actually release the toxin. Because if you stop just because you get a reaction, you're just keeping it inside. And that's what some people do. They freak out. They're like, oh my gosh, I didn't expect to have that happen. This must be bad. It must be Purium. I'm not going to continue. And it's like, oh, wait, you are just about to release it. And so community can, and the stories can really help encourage each other to just see it through, and then you get the relief. And I had the same thing. I had this huge eczema flare out, and I was like, uh-oh, what is this Purium stuff? What's it done to me? But I was like, the skin is the last organ of elimination. So this could just be like a mega detox reaction. And I did my second month of ULT, and sure enough, cleared it out for good after a lifetime of eczema. So I was like, whew, all right. But it took some deep digging and some support from others for sure. So thanks for sharing. Same thing happened to Allison. Yeah, exactly. Thank goodness people encourage us, because it's hard. It's not easy when scary things like that happen. And give thanks that they clear up. Ashley.
Hi. So I just wanted to share something that was like not ever really intended when I started my ULT, and I'm finishing up month 2 of my first one. I have a son who's a very anxious eater and got very picky, and he's 3. And from him watching me make these choices and these changes with what I'm eating, and hearing everyone in the community, because he's always a part of all of the meetings, hearing everyone in the community talk about superfoods, he thinks they're for superheroes. So he now drinks his shake so he can get his superpowers for the day. And he has started to eat so much, like his whole variety of food has like just broadened. And he like comes up and asks me, he'll bring me snacks and ask me like, are these healthy? Are these superfoods? And he's 3. And so he's already like learning the good stuff that I'm learning now at 30, you know? And so I think that's like a great thing too, is like when you start, you know, making these choices and these changes for yourself, like those like nearest to you are going to see that. And even if you don't see any like physical changes, they're seeing that you are being consistent and you are doing something healthier for yourself. And the fact that it's affected my child, who I've been fighting with years to eat more than a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, is amazing. And I've got the little 1-year-old drinking Power Shake now too. So I just wanted to share that, because it's really awesome that it's encouraging like the next generation to also make the choices and changes, and hopefully they won't have to go through, you know, the hard process of doing it. They can learn when they're young, and then it's just second nature to them.
I love that. Exactly. Shifting from peanut butter and jelly onto Power Shake. That's a great testimonial for a child's upbringing. So go mama. Good job. Laura.
Hi, I just wanted to share something that happened to me personally about 3 weeks ago. It was my 7th cleanse in 3 years, and it's taken me 7 times to really stick with the Flex Foods list the whole time, and the expanded Flex Foods list, and I truly did, and I didn't budge. And there was a bigger shift, and it's that you don't know what you don't know. And I so appreciate, I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see your name, but the first woman who spoke, I so appreciate what you said, because I'm with you on that, the brain clarity. But this even took me to another level that I didn't know was available. And I said, it's like cleaning my cabin. I keep coming down another layer. But you have to go through this layer to even see that layer. So yeah, stick with it.
I love that. And I think it really speaks to the program too, that it does just keep getting better and better, and we can keep getting deeper and deeper. I mean, I'm over 7.5 years in. I haven't plateaued. Each time I do a transformation, it's like new things unlock, um, new youthfulness, really, new strength, new power, more lightness. It just it's that potent that it just keeps working, and that says a lot. I don't even know like diets that can say that. But we are eating such potent food with this program. And if you don't know about the soil, get with the person who brought you here to learn about the soil that we're eating from, because that is what's making all the difference, and it's incredible. Yeah, we're fueling our mitochondria. It's so powerful, like electrical beings here. No wonder we're superheroes. Okay, Heather, we'd love to hear from you.
Oh, thanks. Well, I'm gonna be real quick here. I want to be mindful of everybody's time. My transformation is incredible, and like I got on a scale just the other day. My dog ate the legs off my old scale when I moved, so I didn't have one for a long time. But I'm down a total of 171 pounds now. And just real quick, no longer diabetic after 10.5 years, no high blood pressure, no sleep apnea. Like my transformation, it just keeps getting better and better. And the pineal clear, like I just found out today because I put an order in. They've sold out the first order of it, so I got one on order. That's how much I love that. Like it's incredible. So I love what I've heard about the different levels, and I'm just excited to keep going. It's been what 18-month journey so far, and it just keeps getting better and better. So thanks for giving me the time. Appreciate it. Love you guys.
Wow, congratulations. Those are great results. And yeah, it's exciting to see where we can go with this. It's like a coming home to ourselves. So, really happy for you. Beautiful. Well, is there anybody else who wanted to share? And if not, I will end the recording. Okay.